Welcome everybody to the channel. This is That Matt Money, and we are going to be talking about today wheeling meme stocks. So let's quickly describe what the wheel is. You sell a cash secured put on a stock, you get assigned. You sell a cash covered call, CCC, and then you get those shares taken away, and then you sell a cash secured put again. So you're basically selling options. You're selling a put, you're selling a call. So on this one, I've owned these stocks outright, so not necessarily wheeling, but covered calls is kind of what I've been doing. So I kind of want to dive into why wheeling meme stocks could be very, very lucrative. It has been for me, and we'll dive into that in a little bit. And then I also want to dive into what the negatives could be if you're planning on wheeling meme stocks. So we got a little bit to unpack here. If you enjoy the content, think about liking and subscribing, and let's see how I've done on my meme stocks. So I think there are two main questions that we need to answer before we dive into this. So what is a meme stock? So that's the first question we're going to answer. So a meme stock, if you were to go on a place called Wall Street Bets, a meme stock is probably something those guys are talking about. Or a meme stock is just something that gets a lot of attention from individual traders or, millennial traders or whatnot, something like that. So a lot of the ones I find are in Wall Street Bets, go figure. And I like to follow those guys just to kind of see what stocks they're currently pumping, and then they pump it up, and then you can make some money off of it, honestly. So what is a meme stock? So the biggest meme stock that people make memes out of, I would say, is probably always going to be Tesla. That's a big one, but that's an expensive stock, so I don't got the cash to be doing covered calls on that one. What are the latest ones they've had? So they've had Virgin Galactic was one of them that they've currently had. They've had Planeteer, PLTR. That one was a big one. Right now, currently, at time of recording, Gamestop is a big one that they're doing right now. So these are all considered meme stocks just because these are the ones that are kind of getting the attention and the pump right now. So, meme stocks. NEO was a huge meme stock too, just while I'm at it. So, what is a meme stock? A meme stock that is being pumped by a group of people, or a group of people are buying into and just, creating this hype for this stock. So these are all stocks that have gotten a crazy amount of hype. Why sell a covered call or a cash secured put on a meme stock? So that's the second question that we're going to be asking here. So why would you do that? Well, why do we do anything, boys? That stanky premium. So with all this extra activity, generally you're going to see a higher amount of volatility, which is going to lead to higher premiums. And with this being a meme stock, all the people from Wall Street Bets probably want to buy contracts. Meaning these are super duper easy contracts to get in and to get out of if you want to do that as well. And they sell for such high premiums. Like if you were to look at GME right now, I'm sure that's selling for a crazy amount of premium. These guys have all kind of cooled off since their heyday, but GME right now is selling for a crazy amount of premium and crazy high volatility, which is tacking into that premium that you're getting, that chunk of premium. So very, very nice. Very tight bid ask always on these, which is super duper nice. So you can get in, you can get out very, very quickly, and then very, very high premium. So let's see how I've done on my meme stocks. So PLTR, Planeteer. So I never get involved with these meme stocks either if it's not a company that I believe in. So you're going to see I bought 200 shares, but most of the time I was actually only leveraging 100 shares and doing covered calls with that because I believe in it, and I did think it was going to blast off, this month here. So what I did with PLTR, so a while ago I bought 200 shares for $22 a share, roughly how much I bought for my cost basis. So these are the expiration dates on the contracts I wrote. This is what the strike price was for the contract that I wrote, and this is the amount of premium I got for the contract I wrote. Getting a little redundant. So if on 12/11, if Planeteer was $26 or greater, then I had to give, of these 200, I had to give away 100 of my shares for $26 a share. So I would have gotten $2,600 back, and then I would have had, only 100 shares left. So initially, 12/11, I wrote a $25 call and a $26 call. I got $97 premium for that first one, $108 premium for that next one. These both were out the money. All of these actually were out the money. So that's going to be kind of skewed because that's just luck, wherever it goes, if you're out the money, that's great. You're losing that share price though, but these ones were going to be out the money here. So good, got to keep all this premium, got it for bar none. 12/18, $28.50 call, $81. That was also out the money, which is grand old time. 12.24, and I forgot about this one because it was a smaller guy. $28 call, $50 out the money. $30.50 call because I was kind of bullish at that time. I went a little bit higher and got less premium. That is $14. That being said, I thought it was going to go much, much higher than it did. So I was kind of worried this whole entire time to leverage both my 200 shares because you miss out on a potentially a lot of upside, which we're going to dive into in a second. And then 12.31 at $27 call, I got $66. So overall, we made off leveraging 200 shares, $416 on covered calls. I mean, that's great. And all of these were out the money. So this is just, oodles and boodles on top of what we had going on already. So that is just lovely. So $416, all of them were out the money. So what could have happened that really would have burnt me a little bit? And that's just lost potential upside. So let's say with these meme stocks that are floating like crazy, let's say I write this $26 call and next week it's $40. I do weeklies on these, obviously, just because I want to be able to either roll or I like having a shorter time frame just to try and figure out what to do with it. I like that in 1 week, it can only go so far in 1 week, generally speaking, and then I can roll it out if I have to. So let's say it does go up to 40 though. Now my 100 shares that were worth, 100 times 26, 2,600 are now worth 4,000 and I missed out on $1,400, which sucks. So that is why I only leveraged one set of shares here for a while because I thought it was going to keep popping off and off because this stock keeps having like 15% days. That also being said, this stock right here is something that I've looked into a decent amount. I actually think it has huge, huge potential and it's something I do want to hold on to for quite some time. I like that I can leverage my shares and then hopefully get a little bit of money passively. I think the idea of passive income is great, just like anybody else. But I'm worried that it's going to blow past my strikes one day and then I'm going to be out of all my shares that are going to be worth $50 in a year or whatever. So this is a company that I really, really like. Like Gamestop, I am not a fan of Gamestop myself and I would never want to own that one. So I'm not going to be doing the wheel and I'm not going to be selling covered calls on Gamestop. So on this one, with my $4,400 invested, I made $416, so I made 9.6% plus. We also made the appreciation in the shares. Now, that being said, if I would have just sold these 200 shares at when it hit its peak, $32, I'd be up much more than the amount I am with the 9.6% and the appreciation of shares. But I really want to hold on to these shares for the long term, so that's why I wanted to keep them. And at $32, I really didn't want to sell it at that point. I want to just keep holding on to this one. So let's dive into the next example. So this next stock we're going to be talking about is Virgin Galactic, or SPCE stock. So this one, I had purchased 200 shares at $20, and a lot of the times I will just do cash secured puts on something, but if I want to kind of get into something, then I'll just buy the shares and do covered calls. So truly not so much wheeling because I'm not doing the cash secured puts, but on a couple of these I've been assigned, not these two in particular, but on a couple I've been assigned 100 shares when I've bought into like 100 shares or something like that. So this one, for the most part, I wanted to not really write very many this month, so you'll see before the 18th. They had a crucial launch that they had prior to the 18th, and I thought the share price could blast off. So I didn't write any prior to the 18th because I thought the share price was going to go absolutely bananas based on their test flight. Kind of a different story though. So I missed out on a couple weeks of premium there, which, is what it is. After the test flight was a failure, I was like, there's zero chance that this is going to go up. I felt like. But I still only wanted to leverage, it got hit pretty hard because it was up to $32 a share. So I felt like it might rebound. So I only wrote one contract here for $27.50. And so there I got $110 premium, which was pretty nice because the IV was very, very high after that incident with their test flight. On the 24th, I also still only wrote a $27 call. Here I got $46 of premium. And this was coming down and down and down. Now, on the 24th, Virgin Galactic had tweeted just not some reassuring stuff. Not anything like, we're going to go flying again, blah, blah, blah. So I had actually wrote for both of my contracts, both of my 100 shares that I had, I did 2 contracts because I was like, I'm not super duper reassured. I didn't think it was going to get up to 27 because I do want to keep these shares because I like this company and I want it to fly. So these ones I wasn't so sure about, but I made $18 premium here, $44 of premium here. So that kind of made up a little bit for the lost time in this one. So on this one, with the $2,000 or $4,000 that we put in, we had made $218 passively because I'm trying to figure out this whole passive income game. and that's a 5.5% return, which is just fabulous. So I think the big thing we need to talk about is the downside. What is the downside to these meme stocks? And I think if there's any type of economic downturn, these are going to get absolutely crushed because people are not worried about throwing their money into meme stocks. They're worried about their money in general, and they're probably going to want to throw it all into like blue chips or something like that. So any type of downturn, I think these ones are going to get absolutely smashed. If you believe in the company, and this one is much more speculative than Planeteer, they actually have, revenues and they have contracts and they make money. This one, they're just trying to get up in space right now. So this one I think is a bit more risky than Planeteer. But if bad things happen with these stocks, or if these stocks get overinflated to a valuation they're never going to grow into, then you might just be saddled with hundreds of shares of a stock that you have to keep writing covered calls on to try and keep getting your cost basis down. These two, fortunately, I think I got in early enough where I think I'm going to be above kind of where it ends up landing. And I'm a pretty big bull overall, so I'd probably just keep pushing my strike price out and keep going out further, and then try and keep rolling it if I had to for these ones. So that is how I've been doing on my wheel. I've made a good amount, and that's just this month. So, and this month was a little bit ridiculous premium-wise, especially with Planeteer, so don't get me wrong with that one. But 10% on one stock that you're holding in 1 month, that's pretty good regardless of its ups and its lows. So that's what I have for you here. If you enjoyed the content, think about liking and subscribing, and I hope you guys make tons of money.